Chapter 10. Self-Discipline. In the stages of the Phoenix transformation so far, I've alluded to the importance of self-discipline, and in this chapter, I will develop this idea further. Your ability to develop the habit of self-discipline will contribute more to your success than any other quality of character. Some years ago, I met a noted success authority named Kopmeyer, who had discovered 1,000 success principles, which he had published in 4 books containing 250 principles each. I asked him which principle he considered to be the most important. He said immediately that it was self-discipline, which he defined as the ability to make yourself do what you should do when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. Napoleon Hill, after interviewing 500 of the richest people in America, also concluded that self-discipline is the master key to riches. Al Tomsic, the famous sales trainer, said, "Success is tons of discipline." Jim Rohn said, "Discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons." Dr. Edward Banfield of Harvard concluded that long-term perspective was the key to upward social and economic mobility. Over 50 years of research, he discovered that people who succeeded greatly were able to delay gratification in the short term so they can enjoy greater rewards in the long term. When making decisions for current actions, they thought 10 and 20 years into the future. The key word, sacrifice. The key word here is sacrifice. This is why saving and investing in the present is the first key to becoming financially successful in the future. Self-discipline means self-control, self-mastery, and the ability to have dinner before dessert. It doesn't mean that you don't have pleasurable experiences in life, but it means that you have them after you have done the hard and necessary work and completed your key tasks. The payoff for practicing self-discipline is immediate. When you discipline yourself and force yourself to do the right thing, whether you feel like it or not, you like and respect yourself more. Your self-esteem increases, your self-image improves, your brain releases endorphins that make you feel happy and proud. You actually get a payoff every time you hold your own feet to the fire. The best part is that self-discipline is a habit that you can learn with practice and repetition. As I pointed out, it takes approximately 21 days of repetition without exception to develop a habit of medium complexity. Sometimes you can develop a habit faster, sometimes it will take longer. It depends on you and how determined you are. Some years ago, a businessman named Herbert Gray began searching for what he called the common denominator of success. He interviewed successful people over 11 years and finally concluded that successful people are those who make a habit of doing the things that unsuccessful people don't like to do. It turns out that successful people don't like to do them either, but they do them anyway because they realize they are the price of success. Rich DeVos, the co-founder of Amway, once said, "There are a lot of things in life that you don't like to do, like prospecting, selling, and building your business in the evenings and weekends. But you do them anyway so that you can do the things that you really enjoy later on." Every exercise of self-discipline strengthens every other positive quality at the same time, just as every weakness in self-discipline weakens you in other areas as well. 9 disciplines. There are 9 disciplines you can develop that will improve every area of your life. The first is the discipline of clear thinking. Thomas Edison once said that thinking is the hardest discipline of all, which is why so few people do it. It has been said that there are 3 types of people: those who think, a small minority, those who think they think, and those who would rather die than think. Take some time to think through the critical issues and problems in your life today. Put aside long, unbroken chunks of time, 30, 60, and even 90 minutes. Peter Drucker said, "Fast people decisions are usually wrong people decisions." Fast decisions with regard to your family, career, money, or any other major issue are usually wrong decisions as well. Sit quietly for 30 or 60 minutes and think. Aristotle once said, "Wisdom, the ability to make good decisions, is a combination of experience plus reflection." The more time you take to think about your experiences, the more vital lessons you will gain from them. Practice solitude on a regular basis. Go into the silence. Whenever you practice solitude for 30 minutes or more, you activate your superconscious mind and trigger your intuition. You get an answer from the still, small voice within. To think better, take a pad of paper and write down every detail of the problem you are facing. Sometimes the right thing to do emerges as you write down the details. Another way to think more clearly is to go for a walk or exercise for 30 to 60 minutes. Very often, when you are exercising, you will get insights or ideas to help you to think better and make better decisions. You can also talk your situation over with someone else whom you like and trust and who is not emotionally involved. Very often, a different perspective can totally change your viewpoint. Always ask, what are my assumptions? What are you assuming about the situation? Alec McKenzie, the time management specialist, once wrote, "Errant assumptions lie at the root of every failure." What are your assumptions? What are you assuming to be true? What if your assumptions are wrong? What if you are proceeding on the basis of false information? Always be open to the possibility that you could be completely wrong in your current course of action. Be open to doing something completely different. Be open to the possibility that you don't have all the facts, or you don't have all the correct facts. Daily goal setting. The second discipline that will make your success is daily goal setting. This alone has transformed my life and the lives of thousands of other people. You know that focus and concentration are the essential qualities for success. Start by asking, what do I really want to do with my life? Ask this question over and over until you get a clear answer. Imagine that you had $20 million in cash but only 10 years to live. What would you immediately do differently in your life? Imagine that you have no limitations. Imagine that you could wave a magic wand and have all the time, money, education, experience, and contacts you need to achieve any goal. What would you do then? Now here's the key. Buy a spiral notebook and write in it every day. Write out 10 goals in the PPP form: present, positive, and personal. Begin each goal with the word I followed by an action verb. For example, you could write, I earn X number of dollars by this particular date. Every day, before you start off, rewrite your top 10 goals in the present tense as though you had already achieved them and you were reporting on the success to someone else. Rewrite your goals on a clean page without looking back to the previous page. Rewrite them from memory. Watch how your goals grow, develop, and change over time as you rewrite them each day. Many people have said that this discipline of daily goal setting has transformed their lives much faster than they had ever imagined. Once I was giving a talk in Galveston, Texas. The man who introduced me stood up and said, I have to tell you about my experience with Brian Tracy. Holding up a tattered spiral notebook, he said, when I first met Brian, he told me to write down my goals every day. I started doing that. It changed my life completely. He waved his notebook and said, I achieved every goal I ever wrote down. I've never seen anything more powerful in my whole life. You can do this yourself. It's a great discipline. Daily time management. The third discipline is daily time management. Every minute spent in planning saves 10 minutes in execution. The more you plan, the better you use your time, and the more you accomplish. Imagine this. If you were to spend 10 to 12 minutes each morning to plan a day, which is all it takes, you will save 120 minutes or 2 hours each day in accomplishing your goals. That's a 25% increase in productivity from the simple act of planning your day in advance. Begin by making a list of everything that you will do. The best time to write your daily list is the night before so that your subconscious can work on it while you sleep. Organize the list by priority before starting work. Go through and look at all the things you have to do and pick what's most important and what's less important. Practice the 80-20 rule, which says that 80% of your results come from 20% of your activities. What are those most valuable activities? Use the ABCDE method to set priorities, which, as we've seen, is based on considering the consequences of doing or not doing a particular task. To recapitulate, an A task is something that you must do. There are serious consequences for non-completion. A B task is something that you should do. There are only mild consequences for non-completion. A C task is something nice to do, but it doesn't matter whether you do it or not. A D task is something that you delegate, and you delegate everything possible. An E task is something that you eliminate, and you eliminate everything you can to free up more time. Once you've written A, B, C, D, E next to your tasks, go through and organize your list by A1, A2, A3, and then B1, B2, B3, and so on. Start on your A1 task first thing in the morning. Once you start on your A1 task, discipline yourself to concentrate single-mindedly on it until it's 100% complete. The discipline of good time management spreads to all other forms of self-discipline. It has immediate payoff in improved results and long-term payoff in the quality of your life and work. Courage. The fourth discipline is courage. Courage requires that you make yourself do what you should do. You deal with your fears rather than avoiding or running away from them. As I've already pointed out, the biggest obstacle to success is the fear of failure, expressed in the feeling, I can't, I can't. Courage is a habit developed by practicing it whenever it is required. As Emerson said, do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. Make a habit of confronting your fears rather than avoiding them. When you confront the fear and move toward it, especially if it's another person or people or situation, the fear diminishes and you become braver and more courageous. Actor Glenn Ford once said, if you do not do the thing you fear, the fear controls your life. Repeat the words, I can do it, over and over again to build up your courage and confidence. These words cancel out fears. You begin to develop the habit of courage when you identify one fear in your life and discipline yourself to deal with it. to confront it, to do whatever is required as quickly as you possibly can. The payoff for identifying and confronting a fear is tremendous. It gives you the courage and confidence to go through your life and deal with other fear-inducing situations. Remember, the more you practice courage, the more you develop the habit of being completely unafraid. Excellent health habits. The fifth discipline for success is excellent health habits. Your goal should be to live to be 100 in superb physical health. Design and imagine your ideal body. What would your body look like if it was perfect in every way? This becomes your goal. The key to health and fitness can be summarized in 5 words. Eat less and exercise more. Develop the discipline of exercising every day, even if all you do is go for a walk. Exercise is best done in the morning immediately after you get up. Before you have time to think about it, get up and get going. If you do this for 21 days, it will become part of your regular routine for the rest of your life. Personally, I put my exercise clothes right next to my bed. When I get up, I virtually step on them. I put them on and start moving before I have a chance to think about it. Try it yourself. Here's another key to excellent health habits. Eliminate the 3 white poisons: flour, sugar, and salt. Recently, I met a gentleman whom I've known for years. He lost 30 pounds and his clothes were hanging on him like a loose tent. I said, "Good grief, how did you lose all the weight?" He said, "I stopped eating the 3 white poisons that you've been talking about for years." I got a letter from a gentleman in Florida not long ago. He had become very successful in his business. He was very happy except for one thing. He was about 30 and he was 25 pounds overweight. It was hurting his self-image. It made him unattractive to members of the opposite sex. And it really bothered him. Then he listened to a program of mine in which I mentioned the 3 white poisons. He said that made sense and he cut those things. Over the next 6 months, he dropped the 25 pounds and never put the weight on again. His self-concept changed. His self-image improved. He felt more attractive to other people. He said that just eliminating those white poisons changed his life forever. Simply eliminating the white poisons will cause your weight to decline dramatically. It means that you stop eating any product that has flour in it. No breads, no pastries, no pastas. Eliminate anything with sugar. No soft drinks, no desserts, no pastries, no pop. Finally, eliminate salt. Never put salt on anything. Virtually everything you eat has too much salt on it already. Does it take discipline? Of course it does. How do you do it? Eat more salads and other lighter foods. You can stuff your face with salads if you like without gaining weight, because salad is about 90% water and it fills your stomach to the brim. Just make a habit of starting to eat more salads and eat lighter foods. Instead of heavy steaks, eat fish, which is a much lighter food. Digests much more rapidly and gives you a tremendous amount of protein and nourishment. Eat before 6 p.m. and eat half portions. My wife and I have begun a little ritual we call salads at 6. Instead of eating later in the evening, we strive to eat salad at 6 o'clock because you don't need to eat very much in the evening. You want to eat at least 3 hours before you go to sleep. Just eat a salad at 6. If you develop this habit, you'll be astonished at how light you feel, how well you sleep, how much weight you lose, and many other good things. Another way to live to be 100 is to get regular medical and dental checkups. One day, my good friend, Harvey McKay, asked me, "Have you had a medical checkup lately?" I said, "No. I went a few years ago, but I'm in great shape." "Brian," he said, "I just had a medical checkup and I found something that they were able to take care of immediately. If I'd waited 5 years before going back, they'd have had to arrange for my funeral." Regular medical checkups will add 8 to 10 years to your life, because doctors today can find possibly fatal conditions years in advance and eliminate them quickly. I've had a full medical checkup every year since getting that advice, and you should do the same thing. Have you had your teeth checked on a regular basis? There's a close correlation between teeth health, gum health, and longevity. Take really good care of your teeth. Use the Michael Jordan method when it comes to health habits. Just do it. Just get on with it instead of procrastinating. Remember, you're the most precious person in your entire world. Take really good care of yourself. Saving and investing. The sixth discipline that will help you is regular saving and investing, which I've already covered. Resolve today to get out of debt. Stay out of debt and become financially independent. Make a decision to do it. No more wishing and hoping and praying. Just get on with it. Your goal, and everyone's, is to achieve financial independence as soon as possible in life. This requires continual financial discipline with every dollar you earn. Again, the key is for you to save 10, 15, or even 20% of your income throughout your life. If you're in debt already, begin by saving 1% of your income, and then discipline yourself to live on the other 99% until this becomes a habit. Increase the amount of monthly savings to 2 or 3%, and to 10% or 20%. Discipline yourself to live on the balance. The way you do this, by the way, is to go down to the bank and open a new bank account, your financial freedom account. Every day when you come home, take your extra change in cash and put it in a jar on your dresser or in the kitchen. Let's say that you earn $3,000 a month. Well, 1% of that is $30. Every day you put $1 into the jar. At the end of each month, put the money into the account. Every time you get some spare cash, put it into the account. Every time you get a rebate or a discount or a check, put it into the account. Just keep throwing all of your extra money into the account and letting it grow. Amazingly, it will start to grow far faster than you can imagine today. It begins with the opening of the account and putting something in it to get started. It's critical to rewire your thinking from I enjoy spending to I enjoy saving. When you were a child and you received money, the first thing you probably did was go out and buy candy. As an adult, you are still conditioned by that childhood response. When you receive money, you think of going out and buying adult candy, going on a trip, buying clothes, getting a car, going to a restaurant. When you ask most people, what would you do if you got a whole pile of money? They say, oh, I'd go here and I'd do that. I'd spend this and I'd buy that. Their first reaction is to blow the money. So change your thinking from I like spending to I love saving. I love putting money away. I love looking at the money growing and accumulating every month. Pretty soon you change your whole mindset and you start to think like financially successful people. Delay and defer major purchases for 30 days or more. As I've already emphasized, sometimes when you put off a purchase that you are really keen on, you lose interest in buying it at all. Investigate before you invest. 2/3 of investment success comes from avoiding mistakes. Invest as much time in studying the investment as you invested to earn the money in the first place. Every wealthy person I've known over the years does their due diligence. They study every single aspect and representation of an investment before they put a penny into it. They drag it out, they run it past their accountants, and they make sure that everything is correct. This doesn't guarantee that it will be successful, but it dramatically lowers the likelihood of making a mistake. Pay cash for as many things as possible. Get rid of your credit cards. When you pay cash, the amount you're spending is far more visible and painful. Many young people get into debt today because they get credit cards in the mail. They look upon them as free money. It's not real cash until the bills come home. One friend of mine got into serious financial trouble. He had 0 interest on his credit card for the first month. The second month, it was 31% plus penalties. I was listening to a financial expert the other day. She said if you have a $2,000 debt on your credit card and you make the minimum payment and it continues to grow at 24 to 31% interest, it will take you 9 years to pay off. 9 years. People have no idea how serious credit card debt can be. Remember what W. Clement Stone said? If you cannot save money, the seeds of greatness are not in you. If you can accomplish remarkable things in your financial life. Hard work. The 7th discipline is hard work. Your goal is to develop a reputation for being a hard worker. As Thomas Jefferson said, the harder you work, the luckier you get. The average work week in America, they say, is 40 hours. Actually, it's 32 hours. Why is that? Because people are at work officially for 8 hours, but they have 1 hour or more off for lunch and coffee breaks. Furthermore, the average person wastes 50% of the workday in idle chit-chatting with coworkers, extended coffee breaks and luncheons, personal business, reading the newspaper, and surfing the internet. Here's the rule for success. Work all the time you work. When you go to work, work. Imagine that this is work time. This is not playtime. This is not school time. This is not social time. Put your head down, go to work, and work all day long. If you do this, you'll double your productivity, performance, and output. You will double your income, and you'll become financially successful. To lengthen your workday, start 1 hour earlier and immediately get to work. If you come in 1 hour earlier, you beat all the traffic, and you'll have 1 full hour to get your day started. To get your critical jobs under control, to make your phone calls, to make your plans because there's no one there to interrupt you. Then work through your lunch hour all day long. Don't waste time. Most people think about work as an extension of school where you talk to your friends, hang around in class, have lunch, drink coffee, and socialize afterwards. No. Work time is work time. And the better you do your work, the greater control you'll have over your life. Work 1 hour later. Be the last to leave. Use this time after everybody goes to wrap up all your work and to plan your next day. I went to work once for a large conglomerate headed by a chairman who worked very hard. At 5 o'clock, the place cleared out as though there was a bomb scare. I kept working till 5:30 or 6. One day, I went down the hallway and found that he was the only other person working, the head of an $800 million conglomerate. I went in and asked him, how's everything going? Great. Is there any way I can be of service to you? He said, I have this task and I don't have any time to take care of it. Could you do it for me? I said, sure. I took it and did it immediately. The next day I went down the hallway and the chairman was still there. We sat and chatted. Over the next year, I would go down and spend 30 to 60 minutes at the end of the day with him. Each time he gave me new responsibilities. Before the dust settles, I was running 3 divisions, I had 65 people under my control, and I was being paid 5 times what I'd started earning a year before. My whole life changed when I started to work as hard as the big guy. It's really important to be the last to leave. You'll find that all the top people are still there, doing their extra work as well. 3 extra hours of work, start an extra hour early, work through lunch, and work an extra hour later. This will translate into 6 to 8 hours of additional productivity. It will make you the most productive person in your company. Keep asking, what is the most valuable use of my time right now? Whatever your answer is, work on that every hour of every day. As your priorities change, of course that answer will shift. Work on what is now the most valuable use of your time. What is the greatest time waster in the world of work? Other people. Other people want to talk. They don't have much going on in their lives, so they want to have a little chat with you. If somebody comes in or interrupts you, you have to say to them, thanks for coming in, but I've got to get back to work. Become known as the person in the company who's always got to get back to work, and people will stop bothering you and taking up your time. Continual learning. Discipline number 8 is continual learning. Remember, to earn more, you must learn more. Jim Rohn is famous for saying, work at least as hard on yourself as you do on your work. Read in your field 30 to 60 minutes each day. This will translate into 1 book per week, 50 books per year. Listen to audio programs in your car as you drive from place to place. This will amount to an additional 500 to 1,000 hours per year. Attend seminars and take courses given by experts in your field. One idea from one course can save you years of hard work. Persistence equals self-discipline. The greatest test of self-discipline is persistence in the face of adversity. You drive yourself forward to complete your tasks 100%, no matter how you feel. Courage has 2 parts. The first part is the courage to begin, to start, to launch forward with no guarantee of success. The second part is the courage to endure, to persist, when you feel discouraged and tired and want to quit. Your persistence is your measure of your belief in yourself and your ability to succeed. The more you believe in your goodness and rightness of what you are doing, the more you persist. The more you persist, the more you tend to believe in yourself and in what you are doing. These principles are reversible. Persistence is actually self-discipline in action. You demonstrate your self-discipline when you persist, even though you feel like quitting or giving up. Self-discipline leads to self-esteem, a greater sense of personal power, which leads to greater persistence, which leads to greater self-discipline and an upward spiral. Napoleon Hill said, persistence is to the character of man or woman as carbon is to steel. You make yourself into a better, stronger person by persisting when you feel like quitting. You take complete control over the development of your own character. Eventually, you become unstoppable. The benefits. The benefits of practicing self-discipline in every area of your life are many. Here are some of them. Number 1. The habit of self-discipline virtually guarantees your success in life, both with yourself and with others. Number 2. You'll get more done faster and have higher quality with discipline than with any other skill. Number 3. You will be paid more and promoted faster wherever you go. Number 4. You will experience a greater sense of self-control, self-reliance, and personal power. Number 5. Self-discipline is the key to self-esteem, self-respect, and personal pride. Number 6. The greater your self-discipline, the greater your self-confidence, and the lower your fear of failure and rejection will be. Nothing will stop you. Number 7. With self-discipline, you will have the strength of character to persist through all obstacles until you succeed. Begin today to practice self-discipline in every area of your life. Persistently practice until it comes to you as automatically as breathing in and breathing out. When you become a completely self-disciplined person, your future will be guaranteed.